The next global crisis may not begin with war. It may begin with food. For more than 12,000 years, human civilization has depended on a fragile agreement with nature. Rain would fall. Rivers would flow. Seasons would arrive on time. Soil would remain fertile enough to grow another harvest. But that agreement is changing. Across many regions of the world, farmers are confronting more frequent heat waves, prolonged droughts, floods, shifting growing seasons, and declining water availability. Healthy topsoil is also being lost in many agricultural areas, although the pace and severity vary widely by region. Meanwhile, the world's population continues to grow, and more people are moving into cities. So a question once confined to science fiction is becoming a serious engineering challenge. What if food no longer depended on weather? What if farms could exist inside buildings? What if sunlight itself could be engineered? This is the story of vertical farming. Not as fantasy, but as one possible chapter in the future of feeding humanity. Agriculture has shaped every civilization in human history. From river valleys to modern mechanized farms, humanity has steadily increased food production through irrigation, fertilizers, improved crop breeding, and machinery. These advances enabled enormous population growth. Yet modern agriculture still depends on factors that cannot be fully controlled. Weather, water, healthy soil, pollinating insects, stable temperatures. As climate patterns shift in many parts of the world, farmers face greater uncertainty. Some regions experience prolonged droughts while others encounter intense rainfall or flooding. Heat stress can reduce yields, and water scarcity increasingly affects irrigation. Urban expansion also competes with farmland, while supply chains stretch across continents. The challenge is not that agriculture is disappearing. Rather, it must adapt to a changing world while continuing to feed billions of people. Could technology help reduce some of these vulnerabilities? Imagine removing the single ingredient that has defined farming for millennia. Soil. Vertical farming replaces traditional fields with carefully engineered environments. Instead of roots spreading through earth, plants receive nutrients dissolved directly in water. In hydroponics, roots grow in nutrient-rich solutions. In nutrient film systems, a thin stream of water continuously delivers minerals to roots. In aeroponics, roots hang in air and are periodically misted with nutrient solutions, providing abundant oxygen while minimizing water use. Each technique aims to deliver precisely what a plant needs, no more and no less. Temperature, humidity, carbon dioxide, airflow, and irrigation are monitored continuously. Instead of reacting to nature, growers design the environment. This is agriculture transformed into a controlled engineering system. A most recognizable feature of many vertical farms is the glow. Rows of red, blue, and increasingly white LED lights illuminate stacked crops. Plants convert light into chemical energy through photosynthesis. Modern LED technology allows growers to tailor light intensity, duration, and spectrum for different stages of growth. Unlike sunlight, artificial lighting can be delivered on a predictable schedule, independent of clouds or seasons. However, this precision comes with a trade-off. Electricity. Lighting and climate control require substantial energy, making access to affordable, low-carbon power one of the biggest factors determining whether a vertical farm is economically viable. For this reason, engineers continue to improve LED efficiency, automation, and energy management while exploring renewable energy and other reliable power sources. The question is no longer whether plants can grow indoors. They clearly can. The challenge is doing so sustainably and at scale. Modern vertical farms are increasingly becoming data centers for plants. Cameras inspect leaves. Sensors monitor moisture and nutrients. Artificial intelligence analyzes growth patterns and can detect early signs of disease or stress. Automated systems adjust irrigation, lighting, and airflow in response. Robotic platforms harvest crops and transport trays through growing towers. Every plant becomes a measurable system. This level of precision can reduce waste, improve consistency, and shorten production cycles. Yet automation also requires investment, technical expertise, and maintenance. As with many emerging technologies, the balance between productivity and cost determines commercial success. Vertical farming has demonstrated impressive results for crops such as lettuce, herbs, leafy greens, and some berries. These products benefit from short growing cycles and high market value. But staple crops tell a different story. Wheat, rice, corn. These calorie-dense grains occupy vast areas of farmland and currently remain far more economical to grow outdoors. This means vertical farming is unlikely to replace conventional agriculture in the near future. Instead, many experts see it as a complementary technology. Cities could produce more fresh vegetables locally. Traditional farms could continue growing staple grains. Greenhouses, precision agriculture, regenerative farming, improved irrigation, and new crop varieties could all contribute to a more resilient food system. The future may not belong to one method alone. It may belong to many working together. Imagine cities where abandoned warehouses become year-round farms. Where fresh vegetables travel kilometers instead of thousands. Where water is recycled again and again. Where software helps optimize every harvest. Vertical farming represents more than a new way to grow food. It reflects a broader shift in how humanity applies engineering to biological systems. The technology continues to evolve. Costs may fall. Energy systems may improve. Automation may become more capable. Whether vertical farming becomes a major pillar of global food production, or remains a specialized solution, will depend on economics, innovation, and policy as much as biology. One thing is certain. The future of agriculture will not look exactly like its past. For thousands of years, humanity cultivated the land. Now, for the first time, we are learning how to cultivate environments. The question is no longer whether we can grow food inside buildings. The question is how these new technologies will fit alongside the fields, farms, and ecosystems that have sustained civilization for millennia. The next agricultural revolution may not replace nature. It may redefine our partnership with it. Thank you for watching Beyond Soil. If you enjoyed this documentary, please like, share, and subscribe to support more cinematic explorations of the technologies shaping our future. And tell us in the comments. Would you trust a skyscraper to grow your food?